Here, where my drive shaft was rubbing against the bushings, the car moves instantly. Like it's like almost no lag from. If you're new here, welcome to the AutoLust YouTube channel. If you're already an AutoLust family member, thank you. And what's swinging, gang? So today we're back in Zach's wonderland of automotive, man. Big shout out to Zach again for letting us use the shop so many times and for so long, man. He's a really great guy. And this guy is literally the best and the best priced when it comes to tint jobs and vehicle wraps. I mean, this guy has the best warranty in the business. He literally has a free transferable lifetime warranty, meaning if you damage your tint yourself, your dog scratches it, you scratch it, you make a mistake and key it, hit it with the seatbelt, it's replaced for free, no questions asked, for as long as you own the vehicle. Crazy, right? And just to add icing on top of that already moist, delicious cake, if you buy another car, it's free transferable to one vehicle. So you can transfer your lifetime warranty to your new vehicle as long as you own the new vehicle. Crazy, right? So I'm gonna have Zach's links and contact information down in the description so you guys can contact him. I mean, and his work is stellar. He does all my tint on all my cars. And he does most of the wraps as well for all the guys I know and the people who gets the wraps. So, I mean, he's literally the best price. You're not gonna beat his price, so hit Zach up. But back to Sasha, we finally have the upgraded bushings in. Let me show you here. And these bushings are nice, and they're made by a company called Strong Flex. Let me see if I can get that to, there we go. And something I don't usually see is, you know, the staggered, I mean, it's great because they have the cross hatching inside, which holds the PTFE silicone grease, and it's staggered. Like I'm not used to seeing this. Most companies, they make a bushing is just a straight pin. So I'm pretty sure it's a good reason why it's staggered like that. And the little front ones, they're also staggered. So you can see that those are staggered and the pin is staggered as well. And also it comes with washers. You have the grease that it comes with. And I mean, it just comes with everything. So we're gonna pull Sasha in. Well, let me flip this camera around. So we're gonna pull Sasha in, get those bushings installed, get her put back together, and start back tuning immediately. I already have my third revision waiting to be flashed. So hope everything goes right so we can flash that third revision and get right on to making boosting power. So, you know, just for kicks and giggles, we got to put this back in. Bushings and pretty much a couple of little pieces of hardware like the diff shield and stuff like that. But yeah, we're definitely gonna get Sasha back right, and she's extremely dirty, so she needs a wash as well. We're gonna run her through a nice little wash when she's done. But let's get right into it.
A few moments later.
As you can see, the bushings are in, and I'm doing a voiceover on this part because we had music playing, and you know, I mean, that helps the work go past a little better when music's playing. But these bushings were easy to go in. You know, thank God that the F15 and F16, X5 and X6, which are the regular 35i and 50i, use the same exact rear bushings as the F85 and F86, X6M and X5M. But I mean, the bushings are in, ECS tuning brake lines are in. I mean, she's looking crazy back here, man. And you can see the little brake patch job I did. It looks great, holding up perfectly. And up here we have the diff ready to go.
2,000 years later.
All right, so damn near an hour, 2 hours later, I got the diff up, and it was extremely hard to get up because of the two front diff bolts. Like, we had to wiggle the damn diff around, make sure that the bolts caught the threads and all type of craziness. And also, I dropped the rear section of the exhaust and a heat shield, and I'm glad I did, because one of my heat shields was rubbing on my carbon fiber drive shaft, and that's never good news. So I'm glad I got a chance to bang that down some. So check it out. Turn this light on, and as you can see, we have the rear diff bushing. The diff is fully installed. Well, I haven't torqued the axle bolts yet, but the diff itself is fully installed. These bolts are hell getting in because they're so long. So you see they want to tear up the damn fuel tank trying to get them in. So we had to push the fuel tank up and hit the bolts with a hammer a little bit to get them in. But as you can see here, where my drive shaft was rubbing against the heat shield, I mean, it's barely enough to feel it, but I don't want that type of damage on it. So I knocked these parts in, beat them down so my drive shaft isn't dragging on that. So yeah, I'm gonna finish getting this thing put back together, and you can see the exhaust is down, where this rear part of the exhaust is down. So I'm gonna finish putting this this stuff together and get this thing down, because it's been up way too long.
The next day.
So it's the next day. It's about 9:30 in the morning, so we can go ahead and finish tuning this car. We'll get back to tuning this car. My tuner said it could take up to 11 revisions. We're on revision number 3. I've already flashed the tune, so it's time to go do a pull. And as always, you guys will see the data live as I'm doing the pull. So but before we do that, let's get back to the pros and cons that I feel so far of doing the upgraded diff bushings. Okay, for the brakes first though, having the stainless steel brake lines, the brakes are way more responsive than they usually are, but I have to bleed them again because it's still a little air in the brake line system. You know, I almost want to take it to go get professionally done, like a brake line flush, where they just, you know, as they suck it out, they pull new fluid in. That should suck out any air. You know, it shouldn't be any air up front near the ABS module and stuff. It was only a leak out back, so it shouldn't be much. At least that's what I'm hoping. You know, so we shouldn't need to put the ABS module in the open state electronically to flush to bleed the brakes. At least we shouldn't. But the pros of having the stiffer diff bushings, the car moves instantly. Like, it's like almost no lag from, you know, and I'm not talking about turbo lag or engine response time. I mean the vehicle actually moving. It's like the tires start moving immediately, and it's no like kind of like slight yoke feeling like usually that you have when you hit the gas and the car moves. It feels like it was bumped or pushed, like the first, you know, couple of, about a half second. It doesn't feel like that anymore. The car just goes. So I know that's the diff bushings, you know, that's making it so easily to move, you know. So I can't wait to do the engine and transmission. But exactly what manufacturers always warn is that NVH and stuff like that and noise will be, you know, escalated in the cabin, and it definitely is, because you can literally hear the drivetrain now, especially in the lower gears, like going like downshifting from second to first and stuff like that. In automatic mode, you can hear like the mechanics of the transmission and stuff in the car, and you could also hear the little driveline slack that's left. Since it took up the slack in the rear, the engine and the T-case, because there's no transmission mount on here, is mounted on the T-case on the back of the transmission. So, you know, you can hear that little bit of slack that's left, like slowing down. You know, you can hear like the stuff release the slack, and you can hear the slack move a little bit, which is normal for any car to have a little slack. You just don't want excessive slack. So that's really the downside to having upgraded bushings. But like, this car was bought to race and then be used as a hangout, car show, run and gun, or whatever you want to do. But this is a race car, purposely built drag car first. So I don't really care about that. But if you care about that, stay away from the stronger bushings, because you will hear it in the inside. It's not audible on the outside, of course, because it's the same noise it's always been making. But inside, you'll definitely hear it. But with the windows down, it sounds totally normal. So yeah, let's get out here and see what this exactly what he did for this third revision, because I don't know, he just sent me a new revision and said pull it. So I'm going to drive around a little, let the car warm up, and you know, do another pull, and you guys will see that here. For some odd reason, I got a mass airflow sensor code once I did this pull, and I did extend both of my mass airflow sensor pigtails, because with my custom intakes, the factory pigtails didn't reach. So I think maybe a wire has been shorted or something like that, because it's saying that it's a short in it or that it's unplugged when it's not. So I might have to redo this run. All right, so as you guys can see, that was a pull from the third revision, and I don't know what type of timing or boost or whatever the car is supposed to be making this low in the revisions. Like I said, my tuner said it could take up to 11. So obviously these lower tunes, like maybe from the first revision up to like 5 or 6, is pretty much platform building, or it's, you know, like solid foundation building to start adding timing and, you know, fuel and whatever, so on and so forth, you know. But I mean, the car felt great. It pulled straight through. You know, I'm learning my transmission a lot more. Like it doesn't like to behave until it's a certain, until the gauge that I have is a certain temperature. I'm sure the gauge that I have isn't extremely correlated with whatever the ECU is seeing from the factory for the factory transmission cooler. So I know that my gauge has to be around like 170, you know, 165, 170, and the transmission shifts perfectly. But anything lower than that, it doesn't like to behave. So I'm glad I'm, you know, getting consistent results with that. But yeah, I text the tuner, told him I have a log for him to look at, and he'll send me another revision. So hopefully, you know, this will be my 4th revision. So hopefully, you know, power starts to be added soon, you know, because I mean, that pull, I think I maxed out at like 20 something pounds of boost. I don't know, 25, 24. And the revision before that, it was like 30 something. So, you know, I'm sure stuff is being tweaked or whatever. I'm not a tuner. I don't know how it goes. So, you know, other than that, like I told you, the brakes feel good. The car feels good. I love the way those rear diff bushings feel. I can't wait to do the rest of the drive line, you know, stiffen it up to 88. I think I'm going to stick with 88 for everything. You know, the rear diff is already short 80, you know, hardness. So I'm going to do that for the rest of the drive line as well. And yeah, I mean, Sasha's back as much as she's going to be back, at least until the tuning phase is done. So like, share, and subscribe, and AutoLust out.